Good morning, dear students. Welcome to the another section of English grammar class. And today's topic is Chapter 46, Subject Verb Agreement or Concord. Look at the board. What's the word concord? What does it mean? Concord means an agreement or harmony. Here we are talking about the concord, the agreement between the subject and the verb. A verb used in a sentence should be agreeable or appropriate to the subject of that sentence. For example, the girl is dancing. The girls are dancing. Do we say the girl are dancing? No, right? Why? When we use the verb of a sentence, it should agree with the number of the subject used. Here the subject is girl, which is in singular number. So singular subject should always be followed by a singular verb. Here the plural verb girls is always followed by a plural auxiliary verb are. Let's discuss some more examples on subject verb concord. Children, look at this sentence. The quality of mangoes dash good. Okay, I am giving you two options here. Was or where. Which should be the answer here? Before writing the answer, first let's find out the subject of the sentence. Are we talking about only mangoes here, or is the sentence talking about the quality of mangoes? Of course, the sentence talks about the quality of mangoes. Here in this sentence, more emphasis goes on the word quality. This sentence is not at all talking about the price of mangoes or the appearance of the mangoes or the color of the mangoes. This sentence exclusively talks about the quality of mangoes. So the word quality is more important in this sentence. Correct? So quality is an abstract noun, singular in number. Hence, we should use the singular auxiliary verb here, should be was. See children, there is a possibility of making an error seeing this word mangoes. Seeing the word mangoes, we may tend to use the word where here. Okay, that is known as error of proximity. Error of proximity means the verb is made to agree in number with the noun nearby it than its actual subject. So we may tend to make a mistake here, taking care of the number of the nearby noun here. Which noun is nearby here? The nearby noun is mango. So we may write where here. That is the error of proximity. Proximity is something very close by, nearby, etc. So we should not consider the subject which is closer by the verb over here. In this context, we should take care of the actual subject of the sentence. As I told you, in this sentence, the emphasis lies on this word quality. The sentence talks about the quality of mangoes. So the quality is the subject here, hence it should be followed by the singular auxiliary verb was. So we should avoid such error of proximity. A verb used in a sentence should always be appropriate or agreeable to the subject used there. Now let's see the first example given here. Ritu and Sita are playing. Which are the subjects here? Yes, we have got two different subjects. As we know, if we are using more than one subject in a sentence, it's known as a compound subject, right? Here we have got compound subject. Two different subjects are there. They are two different people. correct? Ritu and Sita, two different people, two different subjects, correct? So when we have two different subjects, subject 1, subject 2, they are combined by using the conjunction and. It always follows by a plural verb are. Okay, we cannot use any other singular form of the auxiliary verb over here, like was or is or has, whatever it is over here. Okay, see, when two different subjects are combined using the conjunction and, it should always be followed by a plural verb. Ritu and Sita are playing. Okay, see the next one. But now let's see the next example. Bread and butter is his only food. Here also we have got two different words, bread and butter. But these two words are considered as one singular entity, one singular concept. Okay, bread and butter is considered as one singular concept. It is talking about one singular thing, one thing. So it should always be followed by a singular auxiliary verb. We cannot write bread and butter are. That is grammatically wrong. It should always be bread and butter is or bread and butter was. We should always use a singular auxiliary verb when we are referring or when we are talking about a singular entity. Here bread and butter refers to a singular idea. Okay, let's see these two sentences. Either the cat or the dog has been here. Neither praise nor blame seems to affect him. Let's take the first sentence. Either the cat nor the dog has been here. Here we have got two subjects, cat, the dog, right? So if two or more than two subjects are connected by either or neither nor, the following verb should be in singular in form. See, either the cat, the first subject, or the dog, the second subject, should always be followed by a singular verb. Neither praise, singular subject, nor blame, second subject, seems to. Seems is the singular verb used here. Again, neither the chairman nor the directors are in favor of it. Either he or I am mistaken. Let's take the first sentence. Which are the two subjects used here? The chairman and the directors. As we know, the chairman is the first subject, subject 1, which is a singular noun. Directors is the subject 2, which is plural in number. So when two different subjects are combined by using neither nor, let's take care of the number of the second noun. Okay, and we should write the verb according to the number of the nearby subject. Number of the nearby subject. Here the first subject is a singular one, chairman. Second one is a plural one, directors. Which is the nearest subject of the verb here? Directors, which is in plural in number. So we should use the auxiliary, the plural form of the auxiliary verb here are. Okay. Again, the same rule is applicable in this sentence as well. Here also we have got two subjects, the singular subject I and the subject he and I. Subject 1, subject 2. As I told you, when a sentence is having two different subjects and they are combined by using either or neither nor, we should consider the number of the second subject, whether it is singular or plural. And this is an exception, as we know, along with the subject I, we can use the auxiliary am in present tense. So we cannot write is over here because the pronoun I, which is the subject here, has been given here. So we should always take care of the subject and the number of the subject which has been given next to the verb, nearby the verb. Here I is given, the sentence is in present form, should always be followed by the auxiliary am, not is. Here is the mind map of the topic subject verb agreement. A verb should always be agreeable to the subject of that sentence. The next one, if the nouns suggest one idea, the verb is singular. For example, the horse and carriage is at the door. Next one is two or more singular subjects connected by or, nor, either or neither nor require a singular verb. For example, no nook or corner was left unexplored. When the subjects joined by or nor are of different persons, the verb agrees with the nearer one. Neither you nor he is to blame. Children, this is all about the concept of the concord. All of you watch this video carefully and read the textbook lesson one more time. Learn all the rules given and discussed in the class thoroughly. Take care all of you. God bless you.